What's up, everyone? This is Anna Rumor with Comicbook.com, and I am here with Total Diva star and WWE Superstar CJ Perry, also known as Lana. So thanks for stopping in with us today.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to talk a little bit about her life in the ring and her life outside the ring. So first, we have to address the Becky Lynch situation. What was going through your head when, there's blood flying, you and Dana are over there trying to figure out what's going on? Like, what was going through your head?
Yeah, WWE, we're a contact sport, so anything can happen. But at the same time, we are trained professionals and trained storytellers, and Becky was leading this attack, which was really, really exciting to be a part of it. And the next thing I know, I pick up Dana to punch her in the face, and she's covered in blood, and her whole face is just blood. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like we're told not to continue hitting if there's blood, or we have to get a doctor. Like, we have to look out. It's a fight, but at the same time, things will get stopped. And so, I was told to get a doctor and a ref for Becky, and I, tried to make it over to that side of the ring where the ref and the doc is, and told them, and there was a towel involved, and but Becky she is a tough, one of the toughest girls I know out there, and she just continued, and she's one of my favorite people, and I have learned so much from her, and I really wouldn't be where I am in the ring if it wasn't for her. She has taught me so much, and I think when we go into Survivor Series, the entire SmackDown team is going to be avenging her, because she's going to be highly missed on that pay-per-view for sure. But I think she's going to have an incredible return.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I know you got some criticism from people for kind of pulling back with Dana at that moment, but she came out and supported you in this decision. That must be a tough call to make at the time.
Yeah, actually, Dana was the person that said that Becky, I had no idea. I thought Dana was hurt, because she was covered in blood, but it was actually Becky's blood that was all over Dana. And so it was actually Dana that told me, she was like, you need to go get a doctor and get the ref right now. And that's kind of taking people behind the curtain a little bit of what we do, but we are actors and we're storytellers, and it's a contact sport, but we look after each other and we care. It would be like playing a card game with someone, right? Playing a card game with your sibling is the best way to talk about what happens in WWE. Is like, if I'm playing a card game with my brother, I might cheat, I might not, but I'm there to win the game, but I love him and I don't want to hurt him. And I think that's kind of how the locker rooms work. It's like, once that bell rings, we're out there to win, but we're not out there to hurt people. And we have to look after each other's health. And it was actually Dana that was like, go get a doctor and ref, because Becky is busted open and hurt. And I was like, whoa. And so originally I thought it was Dana, but turned out to be Becky. So that's what is behind the scenes of kind of what happened.
Yeah, I'm watching the video back. It's very clear, but everyone's like, what is going on?
Yeah.
So I can imagine.
Yeah, and I think too, I think there was so much going on. I think people didn't know. So people in the ring, they didn't know what was happening, right? And so Nia Jax, I don't think she knew that she even had hit Becky to that extent.
Oh, yeah.
And I think so many bodies are going all over the place. We don't know what's happening. That's why when I picked up Dana, I literally thought she was busted
what have
open.
I done? Yeah.
She just happened to be covered in Becky's blood and tell me what to do. And that's how it kind of initially, how the doctors found out and the ref found out, because it all happened so fast. We were attacking these girls. And, so I'm very thankful for Dana letting me know that, and I could tell the ref and the doctor.
Yeah, and you guys stand by each other's side online too when people come for you. So that's always good to see.
Yeah.
You guys.
Well, I guess I didn't even know, I wasn't even aware of that people were originally blaming Dana.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, you have no idea what you're talking about. Like,
they never do.
No.
Yeah,
no. Just like, I'll literally snatch you and crush you right now, the trolls, but yeah.
So it's good to see you back in the ring. I know at the start of the season of Total Divas, you were getting very nervous about keeping the momentum going in your career. Where was your headspace at that time to, go out and do some pretty extreme things to get your name back out there?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm an extreme person, and I'm a little nuts, a little crazy, but I think that's what makes me who I am. I'm resilient, and if I fall flat on my face, I'm going to get back up, and I'm going to brush my knees off, and I'm going to keep on going. And if I believed every hater, every doubter, every naysayer, I would still be living in my little village in the former Soviet Union. And I think that's what my husband and I have in common, is that we literally left our families and crossed the ocean for a dream, and really did come from nowhere. And so he helps me, encourages me to not give up when I want to give up, and I encourage him not to give up when he gets discouraged. And we just keep chasing our dreams, and we are the underdogs, and here I am now.
Yeah, I think Trinity said it best whenever, I'm paraphrasing, she said that you can turn any no into a yes.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about, are you ever afraid that
truth.
you're like pushing it too far when you get called into Mark's office, or?
I just think sometimes in general, I go, do I push things a little too far? I dyed my hair blue. I mean, because,
It's a great look, though. We like it.
Thank you. And I mean, I think I just always go back to well-behaved women seldom make history. And I actually have I'm a big Star Wars fan, hence the shirt. I have a magnet on my refrigerator that says, and it's Leia on it, and goes, well-behaved women seldom take down empires.
I love that.
And I was like, oh, hell yeah. And that's me. It's, but you always have to be ready to pay the price. And that's what I always say. It's like, we always have to be ready to take responsibility for our actions. And so, yeah, you can push the envelope far. You can push boundaries, try to knock, you say no, I'm going to crush that door. I'm going to machka kick that door down. I'm going to dig a hole under it. I'll go around, like, I will succeed no matter what. And, but at the same time, you have to be prepared that sometimes there is consequences with those things.
Yeah, well, we haven't seen you face any like serious consequences for it yet, so keep kicking down those doors. And in one of the more extreme moments of the season, you and Paige really got into it over a room assignment, but also some deeper issues that went back. Watching that all play out on screen, what was that like?
Really hard, actually, to watch it back on screen. I was really nervous. I was like getting kind of anxiety about it. It was really hard. It was really emotional a couple days for me. It was really, really, really hard. It started up, once again, that's where I'm very stubborn. Paige is really stubborn. My husband's really stubborn. My husband always goes, he's the good stubborn, I'm the bad stubborn. But we're both very stubborn. So when she's saying, no, you're not gonna, I'm having this room, and I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, I didn't have any say in it, right? I didn't have any, like, can we just be together? Like, or, can we have a conversation? And so I felt like over time, so many people were telling me what to do. And I don't do very well when people tell me what to do. And so it all started from that, but it really escalated into something much bigger, and I was just devastated. I thought we were close, and I thought we were really good friends, and I love Paige, and I've always loved her, and I've supported her, and when she started saying those words that she hated me, I was devastated, and I didn't know that I had hurt her so much. I thought we had moved on and forgiven one another and talked it all out about those issues of the past. I didn't realize that she still held, like, there was still resentment. And I was so devastated. But I realized, like, I had to forgive her if I ever want her to forgive me or others to forgive me. And that's what life is about, is, taking responsibility for your actions and forgiving people.
Do you think that kind of airing that out, I mean, as dramatic as it was, has led to a better place for you and Paige?
Yes, I think we're much closer, for sure. I mean, Paige and I were a lot alike. We're very, very different on the out. Like, we've been raised very differently. You see that in the show, the way her family is versus my family. But I think, like, there's a part of us that is very similar, that we're very stubborn. We're very... I hate to say maybe a little rebellious, but like, you're not going to tell us what to do, you know? And there's a part of us that are and that's why we hit heads. And it's always been like that. So as long as I've known her is because it's kind of like, we're both really, really strong women and opinionated, and we're not scared to stand up for what we believe in. And it might be very polar opposite at times, but, I have so much respect for her on that, and I think, you know, our friendship is much closer. And I also think that now she realizes like how much she really, really does mean to me, and that I really do love her. I love all those girls, and you know, some of them drive me crazy a little more than others, but it's a family and it's a sisterhood.
Now, when did you find out that the whole room situation started off as just like a prank from the Bellas?
Yeah, I mean, it all escalated very, very quickly, and you know, maybe a couple fireball shots deep in. Who's to say?
Who's always to say with a couple fireball shots?
But it was, you know, I just think it was also on me. It was kind of built up, you know, from Natty taking me having a room in Mexico the season before in Cabo, and then her taking my stuff and putting me down in the basement. Oh, yeah. And they don't really show this on the show as much, but like like in Miami, like I had no windows, but they don't really show it. But like literally my room was like a little closet, but then they cut to like a big view. Yeah. But in reality, it was like, no. And I think this, like, you know, you had Cabo, and you had Miami, and you had other girls' trips that we had. And, but I'm not saying that my behavior was wrong. I mean, right. My behavior was actually, I should have acted that way. And I should have been just a bigger person, but it just escalated really quickly. And then it became not about the room. It became about something else. And it happened like within a matter of like 5 minutes.
Yeah, and the Bella twins kind of were like, oh.
Yeah, and so
step back.
It was a lot. It was a lot, but we are all much closer from that.
Yeah.
And, you know, just for the record, I do take responsibility for my actions of being a brat and being, you know, I should have just taken the higher road.
We can all be a brat sometimes, especially when rooms are concerned. So also in your personal life this season and last season, we've kind of dealt with you and Rusev deciding when the best time to start your family would be. I know you're a little concerned about the timing with your career and really not wanting to stop that momentum. Have there been any developments since then?
Right now, where Rusev and I stand is he's very supportive of me following my dreams as an in-ring competitor, and we're very focused on building, you know, our careers together. And there's still a lot we want to accomplish. I would say we would like to be champions at the same time together before a child comes along. But you know, you never know what the future holds. But he's very supportive of me, and I think he realized that he wouldn't be able to play 8 hours of video games with a kid. Yeah. So that's what he recently told me. He's like, maybe I'm not ready for a baby. Like, I want to be able to play 8 hours of video games. I'm like, no, you would not.
Yeah, unless he wants to stay up all night with the baby.
Yeah. So
good. What kind of side of yourself do you think gets shown to people who watch Total Divas and WWE, as opposed to people who are just watching you in the ring?
Like, what do you see?
Like, what part of your personality do you think comes through more on the reality show side?
I think that I like to party. I like to have a good time. I like to take some fireball shots. I like to live my best life. Yeah. But definitely that. I would say in this season probably more than ever. But that's always been a part of me. But I'm also one of the hardest. I mean, I would say I'm the hardest worker, but I don't want to discredit other people. Yeah. But we all work hard. But I play hard and I work harder. And so I think you see that on Total Divas that you don't always see. And if you just watch SmackDown Live. And yeah, I would say that's a big part. But also just, you know, resiliency. I am, you know, you see a human side of me. And versus when we walk throughout that curtain on SmackDown Live or Raw, we are whatever character we are. And for a long time, I was a bad guy. Yeah. So you really only saw you know, you would only see me talk in an accent. And, you know, now I talk almost with no accent on TV. But at one point, the only place to see me talk normal or not normal, like I'm talking right now.
Yeah. Day-to-day life, yeah.
Yeah, on Total Divas. So, and yeah, I think you see a lot of part of humanity, maybe the flaws and imperfections more on reality, for better or for worse. Yeah.
And outside the ring, as we can see with your sweatshirt, you are a pretty big nerd too. With Star Wars, what would be like your top 4?
Ooh.
Or you could rank all of them. I'm just, whatever's easiest.
I mean, I would definitely say The Empire Strikes Back is one of my favorites, hence the shirt. And then, but for sure, Return of the Jedi is going to be my all-time 100% favorite. And I think just because of like growing up, I had those 3, and the Return of the Jedi made me always happy because it was happiness. While Empire Strikes Back, I was really, really sad because of Han Solo getting frozen at the end.
Devastating.
Really devastating, especially when you're like 5 years
Oh
old,
my gosh, yes.
I'm like, no! And then everyone's happy at the end of Return of the Jedi. So I would definitely say the Return of the Jedi is actually my all-time favorite.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's valid. I mean, you heard my opinion before. It's
Rogue
bad,
One.
so it's bad. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's really good, but once again, I get like angry. So I'm just like really angry. I can't even talk about it. I'm starting to get
Don't
really
throw me on the
flustered.
table. Any hope of kind of incorporating that nerddom into your gear in the ring?
I would love to. I don't know if my boss, executive, the chairman would, exactly want me to do that as of now. I'm still the ravishing Russian on TV, and even if I talk with less of an accent on TV now, which a lot of people ask me why, and it's like, well, if you look in character world, the ravishing Russian Lana has been living in America for 5 years now, and that's why Lana's the best Lana #1, because she can talk without an accent, and she speaks fluent Russian.
And she's seen more words now.
Exactly. So boom, and so I think that I'm going to stick with lots of sequins and lots of rhinestones because I'm ravishing.
I dig it. I dig it. The look is working, so
Thank you.
stick with
Thank
it. And then when it comes to comics, are you a Marvel or DC person?
Movie and TV wise, definitely Marvel. But if you're reading actually comic books, I do love DC as well.
Do you have a favorite?
Are we talking about comic books, like reading comics,
Sure,
or we're
yeah.
talking about like actually what we see on the big screen? Or
You can do either or.
I would say I definitely love the Black Canary, and I love Batman. Just reading that so much growing up and watching cartoons and the movies from DC. But I love Black Canary because I just feel like I wanted to be her.
Yeah.
I always was like, I'm blonde, I want to be her, and was she good, bad, the back and forth with her. And I just love that struggle because I think that reflects humanity. As humans, we're imperfect, and as humans, we do have a good side and a bad side. And what do we show more? What is our first foot in the door? And also so that's why I love especially the characters that kind of go back and forth from being like, are they good? Are they bad? And as humans, we have so many sides of us. And then Marvel, definitely my favorite TV show right now is The Punisher.
Oh,
Hands down.
so good.
Like, oh my God, I'm obsessed. Like, it's so good. I've watched it like 5 times. Really.
It's hard to watch all the way through it, like in one binging though.
Oh no, I
take
did.
a break. Oh my God.
Yes. Once again,
I felt really sad.
It's really sad. But once again, there's this part of me that likes darker characters.
Yeah.
So there's like darkness in there, and also revenge. If someone did that to my family, everyone move out of the way because I'm definitely crushing you, for sure.
You and Rusev are working on a very interesting and creative project. Can you tell us a little bit about the comic book that you're writing?
We're writing our own comic book. It's actually been a dream of mine for a very long time because I'm a huge comic book fan. And Rusev is too, or Miroslav. And so we finally found, I'm actually working with Jason Starr, and who is a comic book writer, and we are creating a comic book together. So yeah, I can't yet give out the information who's the illustrator, but the writer is Jason Starr, and we're creating characters. At least one of the 2 main ones will be inspired from me and my husband. So I can give that much information so far.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I'm really, really excited about it. It's been a big, long time dream coming, and it was just finding the right person to write it in the right, situation. And yeah, it's really exciting.
Oh my gosh, when can we expect to see this? Is it still in the very early stages?
It's in the beginning stages, but I would say within the next year for sure. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And can you hint to us a little bit? Do you guys have names picked out or anything for yourself?
You have to stay tuned for that, yeah. But I'm really, really excited about it. We draw a lot of inspirations from draw a lot of inspirations from WWE, a lot of, just our, because in WWE, we are kind of like superheroes and live a superhero lifestyle. And so there's been a lot of things from there that we've drawn in just our own life and our own journey. And that's the great thing about storytelling. That's why I love storytelling, is because stories need to be told, and we're going to tell it in a comic book and with superheroes and supervillains.
Has there been any part of the process that has been kind of surprising to you, or is this all you had ever dreamed of?
This is legit all that I've ever dreamed of. I mean, my parents were Christian missionaries in Russia, so they were very, very strict with me what I could watch. But that's why I could watch Star Wars when I was really little, and Batman and Superman, and because it was kind of PG, and most are maybe PG-13. But I remember Lois and Clark on TV. I don't know if it was USA or TNT, one of the stations. And my parents would make me close my eyes every time they would make out. And so, but this is what I grew up on, were these stories, and just good versus evil. And that's what I love about so many comic books, and what I'm excited to tell in our own comic book is good versus evil, and that's what we do in WWE as well. And but I'm drawing a lot of it from my own life, and same with my husband and our own journey. And I'm excited to share it.
So thank you so much for being here with us today. We really appreciated it.
Thank you.
And guys, do not miss Total Divas. Airs on E! Wednesdays, 9 p.m. ET. And I'm Anna Rumor with Comic Book. So thank you for stopping by.